Hello, welcome to Impact Sports. Today we're going to be talking about what the Patriots can do in the offseason to get better after this regular season that nobody really expected after the Patriots going 14-3. Drake May having an MVP year, he was a runner-up for MVP. Christian Gonzalez having another All-Pro year. Just a great year from the Patriots. Fell short in the Super Bowl, but nothing to hang your hat on. They were expected to be 8-9 this year, what most people were predicting, but they went 14-3, made the Super Bowl, an insane run. But this video is going to be about how the Patriots can improve this offseason. Number one on my list, you have to lock up Christian Gonzalez. Christian Gonzalez is a main priority in this offseason. You had him go all out in the Super Bowl. If others showed up, the Patriots would have won this Super Bowl and Christian Gonzalez would have been your Super Bowl MVP. It just didn't align that way. But this guy has had year after year of good years. Ever since Bill Belichick was the head coach when he was drafted in the first round, this guy has dominated. This guy deserves an extension. This guy deserves to be the top paid corner in the league. And I think if you lock him up for the foreseeable future, you have 5 more years of good football on the defensive side. And that should be it from the first one. But now we're going to go on to number two. This Patriots team needs a good edge rusher. We've had trouble getting to the quarterback, and it's always been the story. The one guy that I will look for as a Patriots fan is Trey Hendrickson. He had 17.5 sacks in 2024, only played 7 games in 2025. But this guy has always been in the top for sacks, right with Myles Garrett. And he's a free agent this year. From what I see, he does not want to be back in Cincinnati. This is the guy you target in free agency. You have the cap space to go and get him. This would improve the defense. You already have Barmore and Milton Williams. This defense did well in the Super Bowl. And if you get another good edge rusher like Trey Hendrickson, you should be good. You should be able to get to the quarterback, which is the one thing that this Patriots defense struggled with. If they get to the quarterback, they can be the number one defense in the league. And what the Patriots had trouble with this year was getting to the quarterback. The quarterbacks just were able to get the ball out, but the one trouble that the quarterbacks had with against this Patriots defense is the coverage with Carlton Davis and Christian Gonzalez. That's what affected the quarterbacks this year. And I think if you fill out the one gap that they have on defense, you can get a good product out of this defense. And I think adding a guy like Trey Hendrickson can really help this defense. And now you go on to my number three priority in this offseason. I think they should get a veteran wide receiver. I think Diggs might be leaving this offseason. His cap hit is going all the way up to 26.5 million this year. I think that's way too expensive, obviously for an aging wide receiver. I think we can get a good wide receiver if we let him go. Love Diggs. I love his leadership on the field, but his off the field stuff and just stuff like the way he's getting paid, I don't think the Patriots will pay his contract. I think he'll be on his way out this offseason. And I think they need to go for a veteran wide receiver. I think that's important to keep May's development going. I think Josh McDaniels would need another veteran wide receiver, and I think Elliott Wolf and Mike Vrabel will work on getting another veteran wide receiver for this Patriots team. I think having a good wide receiver core, I think if we get someone on Diggs' level or someone a little like more experienced in Diggs, I think Drake May will be old and mature enough to be able to get the ball out and trust his receivers. He preached in the offseason that he meets with his wide receivers, talks with them to make sure their chemistry is up for week one of the regular season. And I'm confident that Drake May and whoever wide receivers he has can get the chemistry up for week 1 of the season, and I think Drake May and wide receivers can have another good year on offense this season, especially with Kayshon Boutte coming out this year. I think it's just the wide receiver room is going to improve, and I think you'll see that next year, especially if they get another veteran wide receiver. And who knows, Diggs might stay. Diggs might, they might not want to let go of Diggs with his cap hit, and I think they'll still be good if they hold on to him. Diggs gets through his off the field stuff, and I think if that happens, I think they compete another year too. This is my next thing. I think you got to keep Will Campbell at tackle. I know a lot of people are saying to move Will Campbell to guard, but if you guys remember, Will Campbell before his injury was one of the best tackles on this team. He rarely allowed pressures, and then he had his um injury and just wasn't the same after that. So you got to look at before the injury and after the injury. And he's a rookie. I mean, he's going to make mistakes. He unfortunately made mistakes in the big game, and I think that can be heavily scrutinized. But Will Campbell was our first round draft choice. He is going to need time to develop, and I think people need to realize that. And I think the Patriots staff and players believe in him, and I think if he improves next year, which I think he will, he could be a Pro Bowler next year. I think he showed really good things this year before his injury, and I think he just needs to rest up and get healthy for OTAs and minicamp. Those are my important things for the Patriots this offseason. Small things. They don't have as much cap space as last season, but I still see them being aggressive. I still see them being more like aggressive to help Drake May out on offense. And I think if you lock up Christian Gonzalez, you could have a good defense, especially getting an edge rusher like Hendrickson. I think Mike Vrabel and Elliott Wolf are going to be really aggressive, trying to get some guys to help this team get back to the Super Bowl. And who knows? We'll see. This Patriots team showed good things this year, and I think they are a couple steps away from getting over the hump to eventually winning the Super Bowl. But let me know, comment down below if you have any suggestions, and like and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video. See ya.